phone and having group energies of all the people on the call. And the idea of creating a group energy is that all of us have parts of ourselves that exist outside of time, and time and space. So even though we're in different locations, since we have a part of ourselves that's outside of time, those parts can join, and Jesus used the word commune. That's what happens when our energies in other realms combine with each other. They commune. And we can do this by intention. Intention is the thing that causes this to occur, wanting it to happen and asking for it to happen. So we started doing grid healings where we'd have a group of people all over the world, actually, coming on the phone, creating the intention to have a group energy, inviting our big group energies on the other side, the Elohim group and the Ra group, to join our group, and then individuals in the group would go to a location, and we would take all this energy that we're creating and focus it to that person to establish a light column in that location. Now, what is a light column? Many of you have gone into a room that there's been, say, sacred ceremonies, religious things, spiritual things, and when a room has had spiritual things over and over again, and you go into the room, you can feel the energy. It uplifts you, even when nothing's happened, even a month later, okay? Well, the idea of establishing a light column is establishing that same kind of energy at a location in the middle of the world. And that a person stands in the location, and we bring our intentions to focus all this energy to that location, so that everyone that walks through that location doesn't have to find some church room or spiritual group. The energy holds. That's the intention of it. Now, some locations are not so easy to do it, and some are very easy. Some you can do it, and it dissipates really fast because the consciousness of the people won't hold it. And others will hold it longer. And so I started this kind of by accident when Daphne and I were in New York City, and we were there to actually do a TV show. And we did a channeling, and I said, would it be a good idea for us to go to the World Trade Center and try to just call in the light and lift the vibration there? Because we figured that would probably be the place where there would be the darkest energy in New York. And they said it would be a good idea. So the two of us went, and we tried to establish an energy between us, and we couldn't do it. We were just dizzy. It was like we couldn't overcome the negativity of the location. So then I got the idea of calling all the people on our conference call, because we've been doing these conference calls, and I said, let's all get together, and we'll call in the light together over the phone while we're standing at the location. And we managed to break through, and we felt the energy. And in fact, we did a channeling, and I said, are there any other locations that would be good to go to? And they said, the United Nations, the Brooklyn Bridge. And we were this was an amazing experience. We were driving around New York City, and it was raining, and there was all this traffic. And I was not aware I was in a city in traffic. I was just spaced out driving around, because it was like this huge ball of light was with me wherever I would go. And so I got the feeling it was working. And so we were driving across the country, and we did a channeling, and we said, well, should we do this in other cities? And they said it would be a good idea. So then we did it in Philadelphia, we did it in St. Louis, and when we got to California, or no, Arizona, we were staying in Arizona, we said, well, maybe we should do this every so often, and then other people will go to locations. So it kind of came to a situation where every week right now, I'm not moderating it. Another person is moderating it with Terry, and she can talk a little more about it from her experience. But people go to different locations in their cities. And whether it's the city hall or a bridge or an airport, and then we bring all our energies together and focus the light at that location, and we do it for about a 2-hour period of time. The amazing thing is people don't get bored. We're not lecturing, we're not talking. People are feeling the energy. And in the channelings, they say, we're doing something really great for the planet.
I have to introduce here to the public now my experience, because I called in on one Sunday morning, and one of your friend moderated from Madrid, actually,
yes.
From Spain, and we had you in San Diego with Daphne, I think, and Terry was in Malibu Beach, and I was here in the Tough Building in Hollywood, and somebody else, a couple of places, and I just listened because I didn't knew what's going to happen, what to do. And then I listened, somebody describing so beautifully the whole area where he is, the entire history and the place. And then after the second, third, I kind of started getting the idea, so I have to let the other people all know about the place where I am at, what is my feeling, my connection to the place, and that's how they're going to connect to me. And then the moderator always had an incredible intent to lift up the energies with some very comforting, very nice comments, and then came back to Terry again. What do you think, Terry? And Terry says then what she feels at the location in Malibu, and she had a very unpleasant location that day. It was disturbed by rain or traffic, I don't remember exactly, but she still got lots of stuff that I thought when it got to me, how could she know that? How could she relate? So you're talking here about the moderator, you're talking about somebody who is even channeling and then helping the individual to connect. And then I was burning up in the meantime, and it got to me. And at the same moment when really the energy went through me, and I literally could feel this light going through me, and the cat looked at me like I would be total from maybe a green Martian or something, I don't know, but that was funny to look at her. Oh my gosh, she looks at me so funny. And then at that moment all the phone lines broke. My line was gone. I was gone from the line, and then later on I learned from you, Wynn, that everybody almost, everybody was.
Everybody was knocked
so
off.
This must have been very strong, and I was burning up, and it was an incredible experience. I wanted to share it with you because I was never introduced to this. I never knew exactly what is this about. I had no idea, a little bit maybe, but I had not an idea how it's going to go, and I really enjoyed it. It was huge. And then I called in, and then I learned, okay, and then we connected again, and then say hello soon. It was amazing.
You know, one of the really great things about talking about this is because we're talking to an audience. I know that's a lot of people see this on YouTube, and a lot of people in West Hollywood, right? Well, what they tell me, now I can't prove this, but they tell me the more people in an area that anchor this energy in an area, the more interventions they can do in that area, which could mean stopping an earthquake, it could mean stopping a nuclear bomb. They told me they could do that. They could stop a nuclear bomb.
So the Elohim told you very clearly.
I asked the question. They said they can't violate free will. So people have to ask for their help. And
so this is a great advice, because now we can collect our minds for good, and then maybe shift the energies that we protect ourselves and help ourselves. And
I think that one of the things that most people don't take responsibility for is their own being part of the creative energy of the universe. When we have problems, we're always blaming the government, blaming our parents, blaming our girlfriends, and blaming our whatever. And in the highest truth, we're actually creating everything. And when you start to recreate, you start to connect with your ability to create, you then become